I don't know if that report's coming out or not, but we'll see. We shall see for sure. Good morning. I don't know if that report's coming out or not, but we'll see. I don't see Miss Barbara. Uh-oh, I pray she's okay. Holy moly. Miss Barbara doesn't miss. So I'm that girl. I want to check on her real quick. But in the spirit of getting everything started, I'm gonna go here. Um, I gotta at least check on her, guys. Because if she was gonna miss, she would definitely tell you. Definitely, definitely.
Good morning.
Oh, I was just messaging you. I was like, let me just make sure she's okay, and then we'll get started. Like, I just needed to know you're okay. It's okay
I
if you're not.
heard,
I just need to know
it's
you're.
funny. I heard the end of the sentence and is she talking about me?
I didn't know. I don't know if I didn't see you on there, but okay. I'm glad you're here. Good morning, Miss Barbara. You want to check our hearts, and then we'll get
I
started.
will. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we come before you. Thanking you, Lord, for all that you do and continue to do. We invite your Holy Spirit to have your way today, Lord. We thank you, Father, that as we study to show ourselves approved, Father, that we know that we can rely on you, Father, for our wisdom, for our guidance, for our protection. We thank you, Father, that you just continue to bless us, that we be a blessing to others. We give you praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Okay. I wanted to make sure you're okay. I was like, I don't see your head in here. Okay. Okay. You guys already know the drill. Don't trade what you can't afford to lose. Check out the link tree. I was trying to log into it last night. I couldn't for some reason. Just trying to clean up a couple of things. But you guys, the user side works just fine. If not, we have everything listed on the website. It is all good to go. So check it out definitely. But also don't trade what you can't afford to lose. There's a lot going on. Rumors of Trade of 8 prop. I am going to reserve my excitement for information, which right now is severely lacking, because I don't think it's any different. I think they're rebranding what they currently have. But now, I don't have any reports of anything else. Of course, it's written well. They've got a great, they've got a great team writing amazing, copy, but it doesn't sound like there's anything different. It's just saying, hey, choose trade of 8 on these brokers, right? On these prop firms. It doesn't give that, hey, you can copy from prop to prop. It even says the word switch from, keep the same platform, but switch, seamlessly. So we'll see for all the people sending me all the DMs, like, and putting in the chat, hey, this is what's going on. I don't know. I don't have any information on that. So we'll see, we'll see. Guys, we are up zero point 0.6 points, so 0.6% overnight. Okay. Um, I did not capitalize on this buy yesterday. Foolish. I was just resistant to the buys. Like we had this nice little trend line. We did finally break it. Of course, we were looking to take this high, and then of course this high, and then overnight we just continued to go up, 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 up. As of today, it's going to be really hard to get long all the way up here, right? I would like to see some kind of 50% of a couple of different areas. So we can do, let's see, we've got 4 minutes into opening bell. Okay. So let's see. We've got 50% of the overnight range. Okay. Which is going to be in here. We've got the overnight gap. Whoopsie. I'm just going to mark up a couple of these things. So 50%, oh, it's not on here. Whatever. Is here of the, low to high. Okay. We have 50% of yesterday's trading range, which is going to really just extend this down to here. Okay. Not bad. We have 50% of even, let's do this, the overnight trading. Try not to break everything else. Bring that all the way up here. Bring our 1 to here. Zoom in a little bit. That's going to even still be in the 5. before I'm really willing to buy. Like, so I'm not really looking for a buy until we kind of at least come down into here. I need some kind of a retracement before I can kind of safely buy. Of course, we've got the gap overnight. This is a very big zone. We've got kind of the whole number 25,000. So there's just so much going on. I don't know for sure if they're going to be releasing NFP tomorrow because of the government shutdown. If anybody else knows, by all means, put that in the chat. I can't say for sure. But supposedly big news week, and now the government shut down. So we've got Tesla had a big deal, a couple of the things going on economically. Either way, to me, we're at all-time highs. I know I'm not the only one on the call thinking this is exuberant price action, but it is what it is. You just got to go where the market's going. So for right now, the market's going up. We're big picture stuff looking for buys, but for me to take a really confident buy, I need to kind of get at least, some kind of a retracement, right? The best zone would be at least into here. That's kind of the overnight range, if you will. But we'll see. We'll see what we get. We've got what, a couple more minutes left on the 4 hour candle, which is definitely closing strong. We're on our bajillionth last month in the green. We started very green. This is the 4 hour. We can easily pop up and make it a nice big wick or shoot down, forming this to be a wick. But either way, we've only got so much more ATR left on the week. So with tomorrow being, are we going to have NFP tomorrow? I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to be confident. I'm going to be slow but steady, and that's it. I don't mind taking the short. It's the best risk reward. It is not the best accuracy. It is 100% against every single thing that's happening on these charts, and that's just never a good way to be, but we're going to do what we can and go from there. Because that's literally all we can do anyways. So all the way down to the 15-minute time frame. We got our couple of really smaller moves. We're getting some push to the downside, already wicking down. 5 minute. I'd like to at least get below here. And we could just consolidate too with how much overnight action we had. I'd like to do that, but we'll see. Put all of our stuff back on. Obviously, we're clearly exponentially above the VWAP. The moving averages, 15 minutes uptrend, hours uptrend, everything is uptrend. Up, 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 up. There's no other direction for it to go. 1,000%. And we've got 1 minute to opening bell. So I'm going to go down to the 2 minute. Full disclaimer, off screen, I'm very much so looking at, how do you say, the 5 minute, and that's our opening bell. So let's see what we get. That's a nice move to the downside. 30 points. Instant, easy, done. Easy done. Move our Zoom window out of the way here and our chat box out of the way here. Minute left. This was a nice, of course, very expected, but we're still pretty far away from anything that can make us take a decision, at least for me. So where did we mark up that 50% range at? I'm about to bring this closer in. This is kind of that 50% overnight. I would need to get down into here before I'm really confident of a buy. This is our pre-market low. From 4 a.m. So kind of a really big area here. Pre-market high. This is a nice amount of points. It's 50 points. We just don't have a reason to be going to chase it. If I would have taken it here, sure. That's our 20, 30 points. Beautiful. At opening bell. Just sell it open. Good morning, everyone. We're doing the dang thing patiently, waiting. Let's wait for this to confirm. We've got a nice bearish candle. That's awesome. Are we going to come up and retest a decent amount before we get any kind of continuation? Just slow and steady. Oh, I'm logged into the wrong account. 78. Let's get the right place. Make sure we're on micros. I'm sitting flat right now, so nothing major happening. We're breaking out right now. So that's awesome. Kind of exactly what we want to see. I'm going to be looking to take my short. We're sitting at this area. I'm looking to take it all the way down into here. Okay. So I do have a different model up right now. Whoopsie. I accidentally clicked that twice. So I'm going to go ahead and drag a couple of these up. One of each of them. Because I should not be in 4 contracts. I should be in 2. Let's see if I can't get out of either of these. Just to kind of stay true to form. I'm just getting out of 2 of them because it was a misclick is why I'm doing that. Looking to, range is big, not impossible. Looking for the scalp, protecting within about 20 points or so. So just knock me. I gotta knock out of those ones because those ones were not intentional trades. So not gonna hold if I'm not supposed to. Would like to get out with a profit if possible. And then I'll be in the 2 that are supposed to be managed appropriately. But we'll see. We'll see, we'll see. Off screen, I've got my mini on my funded next and my Pro Plus. But I got some room on there, so that kind of helps a little. A lot of, maybe a lot more. That is 52 points, 59 points. And then, of course, into all the way down to here, which we're likely obviously not going to be holding all the way there, but that's 132 points just to fill the overnight gap. That's just knocking me out of the 2 wrong contracts, and the rest of it should trail appropriately. 508. So one of the contracts are trailing pretty nicely. Knocked out of half of the position there. So what I did was I created a new setting where it's going to take me out of half of the position at about that 20-point range. This is going to be messy, but sorry, I had to get out of those. It wasn't worth holding them. Um, and then let the rest. This one trails a little bit slower, so I like that a lot. Now we patiently wait. It's really only 1 contract, so this is not obviously a lot. I mean, it's a decent amount of points. It's 33 to 23. That's 10 points up. All the way down into here. That's 20 points. This is mirrored between a couple of different levels of micros on each account, and not bad. So I'll take it. I'll take it with a smile. This isn't fun to watch on this screen, obviously, but off screen, some of those are up like $240 just with how many contracts it is. So it's definitely not bad at all. But I like this. It's kind of keeping me consistent with what I'm trying to do, keeping me disciplined, and hopefully less contract switches and internet glitches, which is really the big picture. Just less nonsense, more sustainability. That's the goal. So that's up a decent amount of points so far. You should definitely be able to take some profit if you haven't already. Your contract size and value is up to you. That's up about 4 grand across the board for me. That's 30 points, give or take, obviously. Again, I didn't mean to be in 4 contracts, so I closed out of 2 pretty quickly, and then the rest of it I'm going to let ride. I'm probably going to close this though, because I don't want it to start trailing me too quickly. I really want to capitalize on this entire move. Single contract, sure, but I don't need to have a bajillion contracts. I just need the little move that I need and then move on with life, right? This again, this is where I said, look, I would start looking for a buy based off of how price reacts here. So that's 60, 70 points still holding because this contract is not going to trail the same way, which is awesome. Maybe we come and take out this low, that pre-market low. I do want to lock this now. No sense in giving all of that back. Now we wait. Well, just think if this was a micro, a mini, this would be huge. It's like, oh my gosh, internet worthy. It's not. It's definitely not a bad way to be, but it's just holy cow. That candle just took off. There was nothing for it to do. And now I'm out. So not bad. I do think that trade is still valid, but if I wanted to take out more, I would be waiting for a bit of a retest. Lock that. Because this is where I said, hey, look, I would start looking for a buy in here. If I'm going to look for a buy, this is where I'm going to look, right? Two-minute time frame, beautiful. We have 5 minutes left on the 15-minute range. Anybody catch that sell down? It's a lot of points. 60, what is it? In total, 61 points. So not bad. We are breaking through. So we're continuing. We're coming up on the pre-market low right now. And man, this sucker is still just dropping out the sky. Beautifully too, which is awesome. Huge ATR move. Now that we've taken pre-market low, I would definitely be looking to kind of protect, scale, trail, do what you need to do. Look for that kind of bit of a retracement we might get, okay? So be careful. Take a bounce there. I'm sure everyone's taking a bounce up here, pre-market low. Well, why do I wish I was in that? But not bad. I can live with that. Holy cow. It is just dropping. It's funny because Tradeaways got this candle huge, just bouncing up. This is a bigger time frame trend line we're kind of bouncing off of. We just cleared pre-market low. Next target is going to be filling that overnight gap, and we might go straight there. So not a really good place to get short. We just went into midnight open, pre-market low. We're at the value area low, so really looking for a bounce here. If we don't get one, we're going straight down. This is yesterday's high we're coming into. We are still just going. Going. Would have been a great day to hold. But I got 60 points out of that move. I'm very happy with that. It's more points than I've gotten for the most part in a hot minute. So, like in one consecutive trade. We're getting the bounce. Yesterday's high, midnight open, pre-market low. We just cleared 50% of the overnight trading range. So and we broke and closed through it. So I'm no longer looking for the bounce there to say, hey, look, we can buy.
It's about to close a whole 15-minute candle, taking away all the gain from London, and it's trying to actually take out the Asian low right now. It's about a few points from that.
You guys, it's still 30 points from yesterday's closing price to fill the gap. I think that's a great sell. Like if you have a micro and you're not over risking, you can afford even the pullback, but that's going to be a big pullback if we get it in that 15-minute range, because this is the whole 15-minute range. That's 130 point 15-minute range. Minute and a half left on this 15-minute candle. Man, oh man. Beautiful though. Good trading. Okay, that's the whole thing it is. Just good trading. And we're doing the dang thing. That is freaking awesome. Hold on, up a total of, okay, go to the right. $5,600, one trade. Okay. One trade, coulda, woulda got more. It does look like we're trying to tag that pre-market, that yesterday's closing price, which is going to be yesterday's regular trading range close. God, there's so many things right there. Could have got short right here, technically. That's a JGS right there. We're at value area low. We're at a couple of really key levels. We're at yesterday's regular trading range high. That's where we're bouncing off of right now. We cleared out midnight open. We cleared out pre-market low. We cleared out almost everything. We've really got this. This is our major target now. I just want some kind of a retest before I'm really willing to kind of get back in. Just need something. It doesn't have to be everything. I just need something. This line is a higher time frame trend line. I'm going to go ahead and remove that out of our way. I'm hoping this 15-minute just gives us a nice come back up. 12 seconds left on that 15-minute candle. If we bust through, I would definitely look for the bigger bounce sometime in that next 15 minutes, but we'll see. Still flat. And we are busting through. We're coming straight into this. That's 35 points, 25 points away. 30, I was right, 35. We bounced off of yesterday's high. I'd like to come into here, at least into that 5-minute VWAP, but we'll see. We'll see what we can get. I'm not buying it would go with the bigger time frame trend.
It's be good to see how this 4 hour closes, and then if it like fully engulfs some of the previous 4 hour candles.
Actually, let me go to the, oh, look at that 4 hour. Oh, we got room to push back up on the 4 hour. We got 13 minutes to come up to the 599s. That's going to make a really nice doji if we come up that far. And that's not a bad amount of points either, you guys. 35, 35 points to the upside on that retest. That would give us a huge doji. A beautiful, huge doji on the 4 hour. I mean, if we close flat bottomed to get all the way down here, next 12 minutes, that's going to be a big ask. I'd much rather kind of close doji. Next candle pushes up a little bit more. Maybe not all time high more, but then we get the sell off. Jonathan, I even said to you, I was like, look, I'm working on my sell side bias. I couldn't dump my sell side bias all day yesterday, and it just kept going all night. It just kept going. Like it just had no stop. It had no give. It had no, let me
They
think
sure
about this.
did.
Like,
Government shutdown. Who cares?
I
Bye, bye,
just,
bye, bye, bye.
seriously, God, my brain was not rational. It was not, I mean, the market can stay irrational a lot longer than me. So it was not. And I couldn't. And I'm working on it. Like I genuinely am cognitive of it, mindful to more, whatever that word is. I'm doing the thing. I just am not, I'm still not perfect yet. I'm
Well,
like,
I
oh,
would be able to wrap my head around it if I could see something at least that I can understand fundamentally. Maybe I'm just not understanding it. It might be my ignorance that would cause such exuberant, aggressive buying as we got at that point. You know what I mean?
that's what I'm
But
saying. The government's shutting down and you guys are buying to that extent. And I guess if you look at it, it really was only like, what is it, 0.6% or something. But it was just buying. I can't with you guys. I cannot. Oh, I'm, I was tracking something with got a crossover. We like that. I'm a little hesitant to resell right now. We haven't even kind of come into this moving average. Better get the VWAP on the 1 minute. Um, although again, easy 30 points to the close yesterday's gap. Easy, and that's a flag. I mean, it's a retest. It's just not a very pretty one. So it's going to be up to you if you want to chase that or not. It's going to be a lot.
yeah, this might be going down a little bit further.
Oh, it's going down a lot further. We're taking this out.
Yeah. That pullback didn't last long, and then now it's going the opposite direction. So unless the bulls come in right now and push it up aggressively,
We got, what is it, 10 minutes, over
yeah,
an hour. But it's possible. We'll see.
I'm in on the 15-minute sell. I'm allowed to retrace about half of this candle for it to be invalid. Half
Okay.
of the 15-minute candle that just closed. A little bit more than half.
Look, I got out way up there, you guys. Way, way up there. This was a potential good re-entry. I did not do the dang thing. This next 15-minute candle easily just taps this and then wicks back in, I guess. But to me, if we're taking this out, like this is not where I'd be looking for the bigger picture buy. I would be looking for that bigger picture buy. Like I said, if we got the strong action up there, cool. And if not, my other zone was in here where I would be willing to buy. I'm not willing to buy like big picture stuff until this. If this had been respected, I would have taken a scalp buy. It wasn't, it was broken. So now I'm looking obviously to take the gap and then bigger picture this. It doesn't mean we can't, up and down all the way through, but we'll see. 15-minute range is set. We're back inside of it right now as we speak. 4-hour candle has 8 minutes left. I don't know if we're getting up to the 25.99s. I need to see that on the 4-hour view. I would like to get up to this is the 5 minute. I'd like to get up to the 590s-ish. That's just going to kind of put us in that VWAP area, 580s even. It doesn't look like it's going to give it to us. It's still pushing. $508. So you get another 15 points or so down, which is definitely not bad. And we're doing it, man. We're doing it. All the way down.
When it comes to the Asian low, it's about I think 10 points away from it.
If you guys are in this, I do have some FX in the cells. The whole overnight move is gone as of now. The whole thing. Okay, this is the 2-minute time frame. We got a bullish candle trying to kind of push us up there. I'm thinking we came real close to tapping this level, like so close.
Yeah, they're resisting it right now.
We have 7 minutes left on this hourly candle. Just to form that wick, we're going to push back up. Nice. 1 minute. This, no. We were so close to this, though.
On the 15, it looks like a tug of war right now. It's forming a doji that's going back and forth on this candle.
I just don't think it's a great place to like big picture get long. I mean, for a scalp, yeah. Coming up on a potential JGS right now, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm in on the short with you,
But the short, it's
but the bulls are trying to hold it, but they're not getting much momentum. But they're fighting to the close of this candle right now. It's just staying close, staying in a doji.
let's see what we can get, guys. Let's see, let's see. We got 5 minutes left on the 15-minute candle, and it's got some buying pressure for sure. Which we kind of anticipated. Hey, look, this to buy back up a little bit. $5.90s. But to let it buy too much is going to let people have a better selling price.
Exactly.
Oh, 70s, 80s, 90s even. 90s might be a big ask. And to take this little low, oh, here we go again. If you guys try to take one more scalp, please, please, please protect it very, very carefully. It's not worth being silly on. It's just not worth it. There we go. It's breaking down. We've got 58 seconds left on the brand new 1-minute candle. We formed bearish. You can let it retest a smidge and then go up. But either way, I think easy target down to that to cash that little level out. This right here. Take it out. Just even if it's tapping it real quick, just tap it and be done. Some of my EAs aren't even closing. Like the market is just moving so fast. It just and US 30 is pushing back up now.
Really.
Come on. You want to take this. That's five. That's 010. Okay, so 25,010. That's where we're trying to get this to push down to. I think it's an easy push, but because I think it's easy, it's why they might not give it to us. That's still 13 points to the downside, guys. 13 points to come tap that level. So if you're just going for your 5 points, you've got your winner in the bag. Like but we're getting some wicks. We're trying to reject. We've got 2 minutes left on this 15-minute candle, which is closing outside of the 15-minute range in all fairness.
Gold was pushing down as well.
I was waiting for gold to be pushing down. Here we go. We're going to pop back up a little. You're not taking it. Come on. Still flat. Come on. If we can get back above this moving average, that's a safe little buy back up. Okay, that's a lot of points. That's just to the 80s. Let's see what we get.
The bulls are protecting.
They are. I want a bit more, you guys. So big picture, I would like a bit more on this sell on the day. It doesn't mean right now. Okay, it just means on the day. So I would like this to retest, confirm this nice engulfing momentum move, come all the way down into here before we get the kind of the buy. Not only is this an imbalance, like a fair value gap, right? Which is all that is an imbalance, right? Um, but also this is the 50% from yesterday's regular trading range and from the high to low. So this is a good area that if we are going to stay in this uptrend, this is where we're going to come take out right here. This is the target. For me, I would like to keep kind of scalp selling into this until we get to here. And then I would look for the potential buys until we break and kind of start getting below. We'd have to start making lower lows, which is just a huge. I mean, the market's crazy. People are crazy, evidently, because everyone is like, hey, let's keep buying. The government just shut down, but let's also keep buying because that makes sense. So this is a big, big move down, but we'll see. We'll see what we get. Pushing back up. We're right now back at midnight open. We're kind of back up right around the time I closed. Right now, we're sitting still, sitting pretty.
So basically, the 4 hour formed like an engulfing doji. Does that make sense?
It does. Like, we're trying again, guys, to come back down. We're trying. In the chat, what do we got? I'm actually considering switching from US30 to NAS. It's like switching partners because I have to get a free trial. I get a feel for NAS, but at least when I'm in class and everyone else. I was a US30 lover for a long time. And like for FX, I still mostly am. I still like US30. I think it's a little smoother, a little bit less value. I mean, I don't hate it. I like US30. S&P, I want to like it more than I do, but I just I'm still not there yet, honestly. Um, I
Jen,
also go ahead, come on out.
I'm sorry. I used to trade like 17 pairs when I just started, so I'm trying to be disciplined to one. But
Hi.
I do have US 30 NAS and S&P on my favorites, but I try to focus on US 30 and I'm trying to be disciplined with that, but I'll see. I'll see. I may kind of go into demo for a little bit and just get familiar with NAS and see if I want to make a switch.
I think the benefit of YM is you can go on the 5 minute because the smaller time frame is a little bit more the value's not there. But I think the benefit of YM is it's smoother price action. It's less crazy. And I think there's less people trading this than NQ. So in theory, this is a big fat theory, but less manipulation potentially. And I think that has a value all by itself, like a huge value by itself.
Right.
It's
Okay.
if everyone is looking at NQ and too many people are, and I kind of don't want to be, but it's just the easiest for me to trade at this point, I think, for where I'm coming from. everyone's looking at this. It's too easy for everyone to be looking at this as a stop, this as an entry, this is this level, this breakout, this, orb or liquidity sweep. If everyone's looking here, this is the one that everyone is, stop hunting and all the potential manipulation that we say the brokers have and the market makers have. If there's market makers, it's more heavily here than it is on YM. And that's just my theory, but I think it's a pretty sound theory.
Mm-mm.
Oh
I
yeah, you could
agree.
say that too. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, no, you're fine. I was just saying, I appreciate it, Miss Jenny.
You're welcome. Thank you. Well, what do you think, Jonathan? You think this one's more manipulated than YM? In
Yeah,
your
if we just go off of the two pairs that would compared with Nas that sort of correlate the most, obviously the S&P. And if you look at the S&P, the price action on that is a lot more consistent. You get a lot more pullbacks, opportunities to get in and add to your actual entries, whichever direction you're going in. Where Nas, sometimes it will lag, and just the price action really is just not having any sort of momentum that makes sense, and then it'll just be like one big move to hit its target. So it's the beautiful thing with Nas is, especially with futures, is that you can trade and then sort of hit your profit targets fast and get out and make a substantial amount of money. But as far as holding positions, things of that nature, it's a little bit more tricky, and hence the manipulation that you may be referring to.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But for the most part, S&P and Nas, they pretty much trend on the same direction.
And when there's a divergence, the SMT divergence, people play that.
Absolutely.
Here's the 70s, guys, to come up even to the 80s, 90s. 50% of the opening 15-minute range is the hundreds of potential buy. Up. That's 103s. I can deal with that. I like this. We broke out of the moving average. We retested again. Looking to bring this up even to the 15-minute, which is going to be right into here. So not a whole bunch, but also not a huge amount of risk that we have to give this. You can give it the whole range. I don't think we need to. If we're getting below this kind of this wicked area, you're already invalid. You don't need to be there. So we're at 75s now. We're also kind of staying below. We really want to get above this. What is that, pre-market low? Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck, Chuck. Come on. We're at the 70s now. I don't think we're getting all the way up into the 128, but I'd like to see what we can get. Oh, come on, get out of the 70s. Get out. I'm gonna move that up. We're holding the 70s. This doesn't look like much. This isn't, a very sexy dollar amount, I know, but I don't want to be mirroring minis anymore. I just don't want to do it. It's too much conflict, too many mishaps. Ooh, and I'm out. I'm okay with that. 15 points. I can live with that. I still think we've got all the way up into there, but let's see how this candle closes. We've got, there's just not clear enough on the direction. I'd rather take my points and be good than be silly. So got the more points here, less here, but look, a good thing I protected and locked because look at that. I'd be getting knocked out. I'd be in drill down now. But here we go again. We're trying. And we're rejecting off of this pre-market low too. So there's whole what is it? Scarface has a whole strategy like that where it's, hey, you get below pre-market high or pre-market low. am reasonably sure he defines it standardly, which is 4 a.m. to 9:30, right? Then that's your trade on the day. It's like the 5 minute orb, but it's other confluences and confirmations, right? So we have now on the 5 minute, we have now broken out with extension, retested with the bullish candle, and now we've got this evidence. So if we were looking for a sell based off of that strategy, I mean, we've got 2 minutes left on this 5 minute candle, so we really want the confirmation here. Stop loss would be above this high, so really tight stop loss, and we'd be selling it back down, right, for a 2 to 1-ish. Right now, we've got another 1 minute bullish candle, so we'll see. We like this big extension away. That's not a bad trade, actually. Not bad at all. As for me, I'm going to be waiting. We're going to need to get below kind of our moving average a little bit. We already got below here. Delete that, get that out of the way. We got 2 trades on the day.
Bless you.
Thank you, thank you. 2 good trades. But here we go again. We're trying to push up. It's funny, actually. YM was pushing down. ES is still holding that down. Gold is going down. Buys, so we're broke above, retest, broke, retest, broke, retest. I don't want to battle this pre-market low. Again, that's a level all by itself. But we could easily push into kind of these imbalances. I would hope not all the way up to here. But we've got an imbalance. What price level is that? 107s. Yeah, all the way up to 107s. Potential buy. That's 30 points. For me, on the 1 minute, I want this candle to close above that pre-market low for me to feel confident. It's going to be later, but I can deal with later and more right than unnecessarily foolish. "12 seconds left, and we're just failing to kind of get above that pre-market low. But the 5 minutes got a nice wick, nice strong wick to the upside. We wait. See, we're struggling right there, so I'm glad I'm being patient. Easy 30 points to the upside, easy points to the downside, but we're just not concrete. So that's 60, we'll say 55 to kind of come take this level because we haven't taken it. We've tapped near it, but not taken it. And then, of course, we've got an imbalance all the way up to the 107s. I hope we don't come up to here, but we'll see. I don't think this is enough to kind of push us up big picture. I would try to take another long if we weren't kind of staying below pre-market low, but staying below pre-market low, even with how the 5 minute candle looks, is just, it's not a risk I want to take. That 5 minute candle looks really, really bullish, but it's also kind of pin bar-y. So I'm not in love. And then here we go again to the downside. Look at the 15 minute. The 15 minute, we're trying to take out that. We only have 3 minutes left on this candle. We're kind of trying to come all the way down. God, I want that sell. I'm being smart. I want that sell. Girl, get it together. This is yesterday's high. Pre-market low, yesterday's high. We're kind of in between those right now. Forming another wick on the 5 minute. Big engulfing. We got below. This is a JGS. Cool. We got our impulse, our retest. and this is big picture stuff. This is our little flag formation to kind of potentially sell back down. You're gonna need to really want it and really manage it because it's just in this really consolidated area. Still flat. I got my original sell on the day. I got a good portion. I could have got more in a very short term buy. Again, could have got a little bit more, but I'm okay with where I got. Um, and these are all mirrored. I think once I get above like $5,000, $6,000, depending on the account size, etc., I might just start moving up micros and then micros. If I can sustain this, I just got to sustain on any of these copier platforms. My goal is prove that this works for better than 3 to 4 weeks, as in no, hey, it switched contracts. It had glitchy stuff. Yesterday, we had glitchy stuff again. I had $13 million in my account somehow. I don't know what happened. I'm guessing ghost orders. Lost a bunch of accounts. I was like, I had 13 million. Looks like I hit my goals. I just need to see if I can get this to work for 3 or 4 weeks with minimal. It's got to work like 90%, okay? And then my plan is I'll scale it 3 micros because that's about $200 risk per trade. Less than $200 risk per trade if I'm trading the way I'm looking to trade per my model, right? As I have enough balance, I'll go up to 4 or 5. As I get close to 7 and 8, I'm switching to a mini. But that's like a 60-day plan. I just need to not have a bunch of glitches in between the 60 days to accomplish this. Accomplish this, but we'll see. We'll see, we'll see. Nothing yet. Our 5-minute candle's got another wick to the downside, so there's a lot of buying pressure trying to buy this back up. Wick, 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 wick. But we are failing to really move above. We're really holding that 25,000s. We're holding this level pretty well. So not a bad trade, even off that kind of pre-market low trade idea. We've got an engulfing, we've got the extension and a retest. If you had sold anywhere at this level, you're in profit. You're definitely in profit for sure. By a decent amount of points. But for now, I'm waiting. I mean, that's 30 points. Even if you got a portion of that, figure you got in not perfectly, that's still 10, 20, 30 points. Potential little head and shoulders forming, kind of crooked right shoulder, but. And this has now completed the first 15 minutes of the 10 o'clock hour. Jonathan, where are you going to keep your stop at if you're going to keep this sell going? On the 15-minute.
Right now it's about like, so of that 15-minute candle, it's about like 80% of that candle. I have it right now at about 25144, and I'm looking for a target. Where's my target at?
Not
I'm
bad.
looking for a take profit like around 24,885.
I like that. I like to take profit a lot. Are you going to add in if we come all the way back into here?
Yeah, if we come back, if it takes out like if it actually takes out that if it goes to like it goes lower than 5. Yeah, if it goes lower than 2,510, then I'll probably add an additional contract.
Okay. So only when it's moving for you, not against you.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. We're getting some more bullish, guys. JGS is giving us potential buy setups right now. Again, we just wasn't sure. We had to really, I needed to kind of get below this to kind of come here. So it would have been the later entry. Took this, took this. Still respecting that pre-market low, so I'm not really willing to buy. I wouldn't mind buying up and kind of into that 107s, 114 area, but I just don't have it right now. I'm not in love, so I'm going to be patient, and that's what we're teaching and preaching and doing together as a community. Oh, by the way, I have a new automation for testing. I am running it. I want to run it for until end of day tomorrow and just see. We've got a lot of those things kind of working out. So very exciting there. Very, very exciting. And especially for someone like you, Jonathan, yeah, you can set it to 50% of the range and just then your strategy is literally automated. If that is the strategy you're using, literally automated.
Hmm.
There's one thing I want to see if I can get it to work, though. I don't know if I can get it to work properly on TradingView. Is only trade at candle close. So for example, look at that buy. Kind of want it. Is instead of just taking you out at this level, like say it tapped the other side of the range, like it has to close, but that's a risky decision to try to make. It's a very risky because then if you're waiting for candle to close and it happens to be a monstrous candle, that's a problem. So we'll see. We'll see as life as stuff goes on. A minute left on this 5-minute candle, and we're just sitting pretty still. So boom. Still nothing. Buy is trying to set up. Again, we've got about 40 points, 20 to 40 points to the upside to come test back into that 50% of that middle range. Couple of imbalances. We're just now getting to that 1-minute VWAP. We've got the break above. We've got 50 seconds left on this 1-minute candle, and I want to see us close. I know I probably should not wait for the close if I was going to take this as a buy, because that's already a lot of points. 10 points. That's your 10 points right there. We'll see. And there we go again. See, patience. I mean, don't get me wrong, it could have got the 10 points there, but it just wasn't it. And here we go again to the downside. Too much consolidation. We got 2 trades, guys. But hang out for a little while longer, look for one more. What else? US 30 is coming down, YM is coming down. That's my confirmation. We've taken out that level. We wicked off of the VWAP. This next candle's got 30 seconds left. We've retested 50% of it. If I really wanted the sell to come down into here, this is that sell. We've got the confirmation in every candle formation, every aspect. Your stop loss is going to be about 25 points. Your target's going to be there. Figure now your entry is definitely a little bit further, so a little bit more than we wanted. We're coming up. 7 seconds left. Waiting. I'm going to try to get a little bit of a better entry. But I might miss it. That wick was probably it. $25. The ES is way down. YM is now down. And NQ is pulling back up again.
Man, gold was just smoothed down. I wish I would have played that.
Oh, Robert with the gold. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's choppy. This is the 1-minute, but man, when it moves nice.
Right.
It moves nice. Did not need this third trade. I'm sitting in drawdown right now. It's trying. But again, I like that we stayed below the pre-market low. I like that we pushed up again to retest the VWAP. I like that this next candle came in and took out that little bit of an imbalance, that we've got a nice strong wick. Still kind of a dumb place to get short in this messy middle between yesterday's high and pre-market low. ES came and took out yesterday's closing price. YM has not. Well, NQ has not.
Goes back to what we were just talking about earlier, sort of with the price action sometimes that you can get on NQ.
I might just close this. I don't need this to take, yeah, it's going to take back. We've got 30 seconds left on this candle, and I'm about to be out. Out.
I wouldn't even be surprised if NQ would take me out and then it would come back later and then go in that direction.
I don't doubt it, because okay, no regrets on that trade. That's a losing trade, fair and square. Um, Everyone's going to try to be holding this till end of day, like trying to hold these all-time highs and take out that all-time high. Everyone's going to be doing that now to say, hey, look, we got our retest. But we also have our 4-hour doji. To me, we shouldn't be buying, but that's just, me. 4 hours, 3 hours left, come all the way up. That's still only the 129s. So that's still kind of just cashing in that imbalance to come form a wick that looks up into here and then comes back down. I would like to see that candle play out that way, but we'll see. 1 hour time frame. We've got 35 minutes left on this candle, which means we'd have to make a pretty feisty move to the upside and then back down to form a nice little wick into here. And I got my 3 trades on the day. One of them was a loser. I didn't need that one either, so I didn't need it. Wasn't great. I did like the price action in it that I saw. So fair and square, it is what it is. And here we go. But it was perfect price action to take that sell down. But it's also on the 1 minute. So like, how much is that price action really worth on the 1 minute? And
Right.
like, okay. So just analyzing the loss, I like what I saw. We rejected again. Nice bearish candle that took out many candles prior to. This candle retested 50%. I even waited for a slightly better entry on this third candle. So patient, rule following, JGS in line with everything. Cool. We got below the moving average. I liked it. Small risk overall. Not bad. I'll take it. But it is what it is. I can't undo that. That's a loss. Still up on the day between $50 and $500 on each one of those accounts. That loss kind of was a nice little hit. Only $50 on here. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. And there's
Oh, goes pushing even further. Wow.
Where's Robert at with his, oh my God.
In retrospect, though, it still hasn't taken out the Asian lows for gold's price action.
But is nobody at all concerned with the fact that the government just shut down and gold is going down? Because gold is supposed to be the safe haven currency. Like, to me, again, I know I'm not an economic expert, guys, but to me, from what little I know, the little girl in the room is like, hey, gold is a safe haven currency. When panic is happening, okay, we go to gold. That makes sense. I know traditionally, and I don't think it's as much the case these days because we have crypto. But either way, gold is going down and the government just shut down and no one finds it. Oh, and the stocks and everything else are going up. Is everyone just so numb to the news that like none of this matters anymore?
That seems to be the case.
That's wild, you guys. Very, very wild. Hmm. Well, that's all I got, guys. Didn't take gold. If you did, you're a bajillionaire. One great trade managed really, really well. Could have let this run a little bit more. Still kind of working on the management. I'm not giving up on my trade of ATM, the bracket orders, because I just think it helps so much. This was a good trade, well managed. This I'm not going to say was against rules. I think it was aggressive and unnecessary, but not a bad trade. If we look at what we saw before, we wicked in, and granted, I probably shouldn't have been on the 1 minute, but well, that's probably what I could have fixed or done better here. Wicked in, I was patient and said, no, I'm not buying just yet. Closed substantially bearish, took out, 5 candles before this next candle wicked up, really confirmed the bearish move. And I was even patient to wait until we got a slightly bit of a retest and a wick on this third candle. So overall, I like what I did there. What I could have done to improve on that loss is probably not been on that smaller time frame and kept with the bigger picture, which is we needed to kind of come up to the 107s, 111s before I try to sell again. And if I had stuck with that concept, I would not have taken that loss. Because that was the concept was, hey, we got to come up to this level before we try to sell again. And that's it. Those are the three trades. Now I know that YouTube is going to keep streaming 24 hours a day, 24 bajillion every millisecond possible. But if you've made your money, if you've hit your 2 or 3 trades on the day, the hardest thing to do is just be done. Whether you're red, whether you're green, whether it's your fault from the trades, whether the market, whether Trump, whether it's glitchy copy or nonsense or broker, glitches, fine, but just to be done. Because that's when we go on tilt. Like we get some random thing that happens, and let's say, well, oh, I was right here and I took this loss, so now I have to come back in and make this up. That thought process, and I'm guilty of it too. So I'm holding myself accountable by talking to you about it. We don't need it, right? If your model says you take 3, then take 3. If your model says you're allowed to take more, but you have to take a break, take your break before you take the more. As for move on the day and then tomorrow, anybody concretely know if we're going to be getting NFP? I don't know if we are.
I think Randy put some in the chat
I
earlier.
thought I know I thought he did too, but I don't.
Yeah, you said that. I think you said essentially that everything's been at a halt, including NFP. So there won't be any actual like physical numbers.
Yeah, but Scott said something yesterday, which I think is pretty on point, which is most of the bigger firms and the big money have those numbers kind of baked in, or they have different data resources. So maybe we still get the shaking tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to or not, but something to consider. Yes, development. The shutdown has caused an economic data blackout. I just wish when they shut down the government, like there was some savings. Like, hey, we shut down for a month. It was a rough month, but we also saved, $1 trillion. Okay. Cool. I support. Great. But to shut down only for a bunch of adults who just can't seem to communicate and get along, I think that's kind of dumb. Kind of dumb. So, but what do I know? You guys do you. You guys, oh, well, what do we got here? For me to get short, I need to come tap in to kind of fill up this imbalance, which is going to be between the 107s and 111s. I'm hoping we don't come all the way back up to the 158s because that's going to fill that very smaller time frame imbalance way, way up here. We could, of course, if we get above highs, all of those sell side potentials are over. To me, I'm not looking to take out highs until we take out we need to take out the gap. We kind of came close, but we didn't really take it out. And B, I want to see a 50% retracement on this high to high, or this low to high, and this yesterday's regular trading range. So the RTH from yesterday. If we look at last week, hold on. I'll look at this before I pop up. We got Monday of last week. So it's gonna be messy. Let's do this. I'm gonna go to the 30-minute. Try this again. Monday of last week, the high to the low, and that's from last week, okay? That 50% is going to be right in here. And that's where we kind of got stuck yesterday. So from last week's whole move down, we got 50% backed off. This week's, here's where we're at. We came all the way back down. We fulfilled the 50% and all the way down to the 38s. And now we're pushing up. So if that's already been spent, I'm looking to kind of come onto this new week. And of course, we've got last month's, but last month's is going to be huge. If we look at the monthly, I'm going to turn off these indicators. I have to go to September. This is the low to the high. Technically, that is the high from last month. So in order to get even a 50% retracement on that big move from September, we need to come all the way back down to the 24,100s. That would be the target if we actually can break and stay below this level. This is my target.
I mean, if we're looking overall bullish, that would make sense too for it to come to now, at least get the majority of that or a big portion of that, and then continue on the upside towards the end of the year.
Yeah, it's looking like we're gonna close pretty darn bearish. Oh, bullish. I'm sorry. I was just looking at the 1 minute chart below. Just big picture stuff. I got my areas of interest, you guys. This is the 4 hour time frame. Okay. Big picture, obviously, I'm looking at where prices stopped before, right? We don't have to make it a bunch of math equations. We don't have to make it rocket science, all simple. For me to consider this absolutely insane price action still valid, I need to retest this, fail to kind of stay below these areas and continue back up. But I can't buy up here in the big picture market, okay? If, however, we can kind of get below this, start closing below, and then of course take out one set, make a lower low, right? Just one lower low. If we do that, so if we get anywhere below the 24,600s, my next major target is going to be all the way down here, the 24,100s. So we'll see. Otherwise, we are 100% bullish. I just want to see us kind of come into this and then push back up. Still, and this area is kind of cool too, because this is going to be the previous high. So there's a nice shelf here, right? Everyone calls it something different, but this is a high. We took that out. We came back into it. This is that nice little wick we had mid-month. So to come into this range and then tap here before we get any more bullish momentum, I mean, that's a huge move we're talking about. That's, 900 points, which I don't know what the ADR on the monthly is, but we still have another 200 points on this week that we can kind of move in either direction, just in terms of regular trading range, ATRs and ADRs. I'm looking at the math for some of this stuff. We got all the levels on one chart now where I can just say, hey, wait, there's a lot of levels here. I'm looking for a mess. Hey, we're breaking through those levels, looking for the next levels. But most of the time, this area of interest is it. You're looking for 50% or areas of interest. And to me, that's going to give you every single thing you need to know. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We got 9 minutes left on the 15-minute candle. I'm going to delete this. We don't need that anymore. This is 50% of the monthly of September. $15-minute. And we're bearish again. So the idea wasn't bad. I didn't need that third trade. I had 2 winners on the board, one big, one small. That was plenty. Idea is not bad, maybe too tightly managed, but
You
I would,
sort of went into consolidation, unfortunately, once you got into that move,
yeah,
after that big opening.
it's just going nowhere now. So the smart move is to stay out. I do think there's a good 30 points to the upside, a lot of points to the down, at least 30 down to take out this level. ES already did. YM already did. So to give you an idea, we've got some divergence happening, but we'll see. So trade accordingly, trade it safely. Anybody got questions, comments, or things you guys want to go over?
Can you reverse time and get me in the gold trade?
I know, right? I wish. If I could, it would be you and me, okay? We're gonna do it together. We're gonna get the time machine. We're gonna go back to the, I don't know, the 80s and just buy gold and the 90s and buy whatever was cool then, Amazon and every single thing else, and the 2000s and buy some Bitcoin. And then we're gonna change the entire world. Dubai wouldn't exist. Like, I'm sure there's other things, but I mean, the whole world would be different if we just maybe 100 really cool people, 100 like good intention, decent people could just go back in time 20, 30 years. I'd be right there with you. 100%. 100. Oh, okay,
No
guys.
Dubai, Habibi. Oh man.
I know, right? Explain position protect button on TradingView. Oh, I don't know. Show me. Position protect. Do you want to share your screen? I don't trade on TradingView because there's a lag. Like, I don't care which way you swing your pendulum, like there's 100% a lag in price action. So this is pretty slow price action because we're consolidating, but you can watch how this adjusts and I'll even go to the right contract just to make a better example. And I'll go to the 1 minute because that's also in the 1 minute. The way price action moves here versus here, it's lagged. I just don't trade on that. Got it. Thank you, Randy, for always being here. Thank you for everything. Good luck today. Hey guys, however you did on the week, let's post it, let's share it, and let's do the things. But Husaf, if I'm saying your name right, Joseph, I was hopefully close. Thank you, Miss Barbara. Uh, can you share your screen? Likely protect position means break even, if I had to guess, but I don't trade on TradingView to know that. If I had to guess, it means, go to break even, protect position. It could technically mean something like hedge. Yusuf, okay. If you're able to unmute and share your screen, I'll hang out with you for a minute and we can yap about it. But I never got that familiar with TradingView, mostly again, just watching the price action. It's different. It's laggy. This is moving rapidly and this is moving, and this is consolidation, mind you. So imagine in a moment like this. Um, just a lot of lag, and which is fine if you're trading on the 5 minute, the 15. Like, you're not, if you're trading micros, it's not gonna, break the bank. It's just not something that I want to be dealing with when I'm micro scalping, for 5 or 10 points and I'm already copying to copying to copying. That's a cost I don't want to have. But you can watch it for yourself just to see
Okay.
15 times. It's different.
Works. It works. It works.
Hey, Yusuf, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, my screen is a mess, so I don't really want to show off that I'm not there. I always hear you say protecting positions, and then I'm looking on TradingView. That's what I use or what I'm comfortable with right now.
Okay, that's okay.
And on that, it has that where it's where you can reverse your position, etc. Section, in a sense, position protect. And I was just wondering, what does that mean? And if it means break even, then I get it.
I would assume break even, but I haven't used that feature. I can tell you reverse. So like, let's say in real time I sold this and we started to break above and I was like, cool, I'm buying. Instead of closing, I can just reverse the position, which is a cool button. I think if you're trying to copy trade a lot of accounts, I think that's a problematic button. But if you're just doing one account, it's kind of cool because I don't know if it saves you any on the commissions and fees from like order to order,
Just
but
like a faster way of doing like so to Project X, they have that
yeah.
feature. And ultimately, like, you know how you would normally just if you're in a sell and then you would have to buy your contract and then sell another, or sell two. If you're in one sell and you want to go into a buy, you'd have to buy two contracts. So it basically does all of that automatically close out whatever position is that you're in, and then you would get a new position. And then I believe the fees and all that would be whatever your broker would be, as if you're taking a new position. It's just sort of a quicker way of reversing that transaction.
I got it. I got it.
Has anybody on here used Protect on TradingView?
Not I.
Not me either. So yeah, my assumption would be it's comparable to the break even on Project X, but because it's an assumption, don't listen to me, Google it. Like there's too many elements on these platforms that are just they sound very comparable, so you're kind of confident in what they do, but you were wrong. So don't be wrong on my account. Google it. I just don't trade on TradingView. If you're comfortable there, it's a great place to start. Just as long as you're aware that there is a bit of a lag and there's a bit of, slippage stuff going on. So as long as you're aware of that, you do you and trade accordingly because you're not going to micro scalp, these couple of points. But big picture, you're totally fine. Big picture, it's beautiful. You can see the P&L. It's really smooth. It's
I
it's
got I got that AMP account that
Mhm.
you were emphasizing,
Yep.
and I can't see what I guess I see what my overall daily, but I don't see what I profit per trade. I'm thinking that I'm not entering it right or something. I'm looking at everything on the back screen that gives me my information, but I
On
don't see
on
what I'm doing per trade.
on Trading View particularly.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, again, guys, I am not the Trading View girl, but
I'm so sorry.
no,
I
no.
see I'm gonna have to leave. I see I'm gonna have to leave Trading View.
Um, I believe on here there's like a position where it's like it says orders or something. It says something.
Uh-huh.
So you might have to click around and see
Mhm.
those trades. I know Robert in the chat, if you go to Discord and type at Paranormal Rob, he might be able to direct you because he uses the view on Trading View to like he can pull up what his trades were that day. So I know he posts that in our Discord community. So you might
Okay.
ask him, "Hey, how do you get to that screen, yo?" And he'll probably tell you.
Uh,
I don't know. He probably will tell you. But
oh,
you can also log into if you're doing TradingView, if you're using the CQG, if I'm saying it right, you can actually
mhm.
just also log into AMP to see it, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was looking at the amp. The amp, it only shows it at the end of the day. Am I correct? Or
AMP shows the fees periodically, which is the only complaint I have, with them. So
Mhm.
they have this little synchronization fee that pops up at any random time, never consistent. But you can see the closed trades at any given time. But I use MT5 for that, so I don't know where you see them. You should be able to see them here. Like there's a trading panel. I don't know which like tab it is, but there should be a tab that tells you, hey, these are your trades.
Awesome. Last question. I'm through. I promise.
No, no, come on.
Okay.
I'm here for
Now,
you.
now I look at it. What I do was when I had received training prior to before I got to you, and then I just locked in with you since then.
Okay.
Uh, what I was taught to do was okay. I'm gonna monitor the 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. and then I'm gonna monitor the 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. Right, and so I'm marking them off. But my hardest thing is I know that it's gonna come back and it's gonna sweep that 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. I see that every day, but a lot of time it breaks out. It'll break out and it goes a direction, and I just get totally lost from there because I'm waiting for it to sweep, but I don't know how high it's going to go up or anything, and then I get to playing in that field, and then they start robbing me from there. So I was wondering, did you have any input on that, or
Okay,
don't touch that, or
I'm gonna go to a different instrument. So
okay,
you were taught to mark up 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. as a
12
level.
a.m. to 3 a.m.
Okay, so we're selling. My last trade idea was good. It just was not well executed. So 12 a.m. is here to 3 a.m.
Yep, and I'm gonna box it off the high and the low.
Okay, so we're gonna box off the 12 to the 3. I can find 3. Just trust. It's gonna be
And then
slow, but we can do it. There you go. So
I'm
we're
gonna
kind
make
of boxing.
another box that's gonna go 3 a.m. to 7 a.m.
Okay. So this is a bit too big of a box, but we get the idea. So and then we're gonna make another box that
That's
is
3 a.m. to 7 a.m.
3 to 7 or 12 to 7.
Yes. 3 a.m. to 7 a.m.
Okay, so 3 to 7.
Mhm.
And
So
when
sometimes, the boxes vary, but that 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. every day gonna hit. So it's gonna do whatever it's gonna do. You see how it went up? Like they got me real good today because sometimes if I don't get in that thing, I think it was yesterday, it just kept going. Um, So I'm just having a hard time reading from that 7 a.m., to see when that drop's going to happen.
Okay, so before I give you any of my opinions, are you
Okay.
profitable? Are you withdrawing?
No, man.
Okay.
Some days I'm way farther than I used to be, but
Okay.
no, not comfortable. Like I can't get in there every day, and I'm comfortable. Of course, I'm doing exactly what you told me 1,000 times, over trading. So
Yeah.
uh, that has something to do because I'll win and then I'll go right into losing. But I'm trying to figure out just what the market's telling me and how to read it and understand it, and it just makes my mind. It just takes me left field every time.
Okay, so in terms of the 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. as different ranges for the market to, if you were profitable, I would say we're not changing anything. We're just cleaning it up. Like,
Okay.
period. I wouldn't alter it because you're comfortable there. And then
Mm,
secondly, if you're comfortable there, I would also say, hey, we're not going to alter it. We're not going to change it. We're going to let this be what it is, and we're going to kind of clean it up, and we're going to, make it, cultivate it to you because that's the most important. Now, granted, I
okay.
don't know whose strategy this is or what those levels represent. 3 to 7 a.m. exactly what that PM London that is or whatever, because I guess that's London. That's London,
Mhm.
first 4 hours of London-ish, give or take. So that's pre-London and then first 4 hours of London.
Okay.
Either way, I'm guessing then what? You wait for New York to open and you wait for one of those levels to be swept?
Okay, first we look at which direction it's heading, right? So I'm at 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. Usually that pre-market or the 12 to 3 gonna tell me kind of where it's heading for that second one. The second one goes up, see how it hits the top. A lot of time it'll hit that top in the middle of that session, and then it'll come down. And then you just kind of know once it breaks out at that 7 a.m., if it does come out of there, it will retest the top and then go back down to the bottom. But at the end of the day, it's going to go. Like if it goes to the top, it's coming back to the bottom. You can count on that.
Okay. So the strategy you're using is you're going in the direction that it broke out. So a breakout of these sessions or a sweep of this session and then the opposite direction.
3 to 7 is guaranteed. So let's just start at the okay at that 3 to 7, right? You see how it's at the top right there?
Yep.
Okay. Now, instead of that, you see how it break out? You can fall for that if you want to. It can go up and break out and go whatever it's gonna do. But a vast majority of the time, 7 out of 10 times, it's coming back to the bottom. It's gonna come all the way back. Yes. Not necessarily what a 12 is. It is not guaranteed to do that 12 to 3, but if it does pass that bottom, usually it goes and gets that 12 to 3. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah. So
mhm.
basically, now that we've broken out, it's going to come back
It's
and
gonna
get
come back, and your trade becomes just on the daily to get it from that top and just ride it to the bottom. That's your trade for the day.
Okay, so we know what today did, but I'm going to scroll back. This is ES. It's not an instrument I trade by like that
Okay.
we've been trading a lot, but let's just go to another day.
Any day you want to.
There we go. We're just going to go to another day. We're not
Okay.
going to cherry pick. We're going to do this
Mm-hmm.
together. So here's our 3 a.m. and our 7 a.m. So we're going to go from midnight, which this is our midnight candle, to 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting our sell now, guys. That the third trade direction was right. It just wasn't stop was too tight. Now we're going to 7 a.m. So
That now this is one of the ones. Okay.
okay.
If it does, it will break out and just go the opposite direction and keep going. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you can't just guarantee it's going to go, but you have to wait for a second to look. But I'm just telling you, if you do it 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 times, it's going to come right back across. You get what I'm saying? So, like, this was the one, I think this was yesterday, where it did break out. And that's what I was saying. I have trouble reading that to understand if there's anything I can use to give me a better understanding of what I'm looking at, or no, any kind of indicator. I'm definitely, I don't know, are you using a 50 for your,
I like the 50. I've kind of moved closer to the 20 mostly because it's just a little faster for futures, but I like the 50 a lot in general.
uh-huh.
Across the board. I like it a lot. But let's talk about this. So if you want to look at
Okay.
these as levels, cool. So these are your levels that you're looking at. You've
Okay.
come to the chart, you've marked these up. I
Uh-huh.
can't say what that guy's strategy or woman's strategy is, But if I
Yes.
was looking at this as a level and knowing that I wanted to take the breakout of, or that we would come all the way back up, okay? So now
Yes.
it's whatever. It's 8:30 and I'm coming into my office. It's pre-market time. I know I'm
Uh-huh.
at 50% of this level right now. I'm looking, are we going to come take the highs and then come all the way back down? Because we're bullish right now, right?
Okay.
This next candle forms bearish, which I guess in all fairness, we kind of did know because we've already seen this price action.
Yes.
Once we break from here, you're saying we're going all the way out because this is one of those times where I don't know the significance of this level. Like other than it's 50%, the
Yeah,
significance
that's
of this is we broke out and we kept going,
uh
which is kind of like the significance of we broke out of pre-market low.
And so when I look at this one, like the one that you're looking at, it's
Mhm.
just like anything, like we can say something's gonna be 100%, but I've never seen anything 100%.
Oh, no, no.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm
I
saying?
want to
So
understand what you're saying so I can give.
let me see if I can
Either
get
way,
it.
my only thing I would tell you is you're using it as levels. So
Okay.
you're looking for a reaction around this, and I would still have to have some kind of execution strategy. So like
Uh-huh.
to more clean up what I'm trying to say in short is
Okay.
if I like these levels for whatever reason,
Uh-huh.
because Joe Blow told me or because I see it well, it doesn't matter where I got it from. I
Uh-huh.
like these levels. So this is the time I'm coming to the chart. Let's say this is
See?
9:30. We swept this level
Uh-huh.
and then we came down.
Uh-huh.
So I would be at this point here, we'll even mark up a line. Let's do this. We're gonna come here. And what time is that? That's August 25th. So we're gonna go back to back testing all the way to here. Cool. So now we've got these levels marked up. I'm gonna get that out of the way now. Cool. So I know I wanted to sweep one of these two levels and I'm gonna try to trade the other direction. I'm probably popping down to the 1 or the 2 minute if I'm trying to take liquidity sweeps.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take two because I'm really trying to get away from the 1 minute if you want the whole truth. I'm going to extend this level out. And because this is another area that I'm looking at, I'm going to extend this level out too, but a little bit less so I can differentiate. This is how I would use this. Again, I don't use these levels, but if I'm looking at them as levels, I
Mm-hmm.
want to see if we can break and stay below and continue, or if we're going to sweep and then get some kind of a candle confirmation or moving average confirmation or whatever execution style I have. But here we go. We know what happens, but I'll just play it out on the 2 minute. This is on 1 times the speed. I'm going to go up just a smidge. Oh, we're dropping now, babies. It just took a minute. So here we go. Pause. Oops, that was too fast. We came right here and we swept. So that's a bullish candle. I'm going to select this bar. Well, on this 2 minute candle, I don't really have any confirmation because it's still bullish, right? So I can't make any bearish decision here. We agree?
Okay.
Again, I don't know how you're using it, but I'm just saying I can't make a bearish decision here if this is a bullish close. So now I
Mm-hmm.
need one more candle. So I'm going to go one candle forward. This is kind of a big one, but we're pretty confident that I can take this trade and sell it down to at least the other side, right? That's what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to sell. This is
What
ES.
and what I do too, I kind of, I definitely came from Uncle P. So Uncle P kind of broke down how we would use it. I don't follow you so much and watch so much of your videos. Okay, so like on let's just talk uh the program he got that he uses. And basically I Fibonacci from that, and I might be wasting my time, but I Fibonacci from the top of that square to the bottom of that square, and I look for basically 23% or 25%, and then I take the trade. You know what I mean? So if I put a Fibonacci in there,
Put up it on the range.
yes. So I Fibonacci that, and I come over, and then if 23% from the top or 23% from the bottom, that's what I use to take my trade or to give me confirmation. Because if I do that, for a lot of times it'll sit there and it'll range. It'll act like it's going up, but it never goes up.
Okay, well, Tradingview is not going to let me enter right here just because of the candle close feature. Well, actually, let me not put my foot in my mouth. Let me try one other thing. Okay, I can get a little closer. So we'll make this a little bit better. I'm going to go back a candle, close that out. I would like to select this bar. So now, again, we swept that level. This is going to be a little earlier than your entry would have been, but cool.
Okay.
My stop loss has to be above this plus a little bit of room. I'm the room girl, and we're targeting the other side of the range. In this time, we know it works, but we're going to go forward. It's going really smooth. Cool. I'm probably moving my stop loss up. Might get wicked out. Oh, that sucked. Sorry.
See,
I'm
yeah,
just.
I just let it run. I just let it run. I just leave my stop loss at the top and let it run. It is going to the bottom. For me, a lot of time it works, you know.
Okay. Well, in this case, it definitely does work. Like either way, if you're telling me that these are the key levels you're looking for, and it
Mhm.
sounds like you're looking for the liquidity sweep of either side of kind of the high of what is that, 7 a.m. So what time are you trading? Pre-market or New York?
Oh, well, a lot of times I'll put your indicator on there. I'll
Mm-hmm.
just wait till the like your eight. Let's just say we went over to 8:30ish or somewhere around 8:30ish.
Okay.
I'll just put your indicator on there, and I know I got a good strong chance that that's going to work. You know what I mean? And I'm going to get that breakout, and that breakout is going to be solid. So
You
I'm
know,
just trying to use something to help me make
you
that.
can hold on, you can actually make this trying to think for you. So we've got midnight, which is 0 candle. And if I'm on the 1 hour, it's probably going to be pretty close, but and then I can do the 3 a.m. I'd have to be on a bigger than a 1 hour for this to be super accurate. And then I can you say you like the 8:30 breakout?
Well, that's the one that I use. I think he was giving a video about the 12:30 to 2:30. He said that's your favorite, and so I started switching a lot of mines that's on the hour to the 30s, and
Okay.
it just helps.
I like 12:30, believe it or not. So let's
Yeah,
go.
you said it 12:30 to 2:30, and I win every time on those. So
12, yeah, 12:30 to 2:30. I like that a lot. It works really well for me. So I don't know why my indicators are not coming up just yet. Hold on. Show all. There we go. They should be on. Did I not turn it on? Okay, they should be on. Give it a second for it to load. Oh, it's probably the back tested part too. I know why. Because how many sessions are we doing? Let's do 60. That should be enough. If not, I might have to do more. It's just because it's historical data. 90. That's 2 months technically, right? One hour. There we go. So this is your 3 a.m. Well, your midnight. This is your 3 a.m. and they're overlapping. And then 8:30. I'm gonna go to the 30-minute. We're tanking. We were right on the direction, even on that third trade, but it's doing what it's got to do. And then just take the 8:30 because the 8:30 is here. That's
I
9:30.
use like the 2 minute ones, your two
Yep.
minute, 5 minutes. Those are the ones I use.
And then this is 8
Mm,
8:30 is right here.
okay. See, look, did he do it? Yeah.
Yep. So
Uh
8:30, we kind of broke out to the top side, took that up, and then there you go.
Boom. So that's where I'm at now. But my thing is, like I said, once I get above that 7, I'm trying to set my stop loss, but I have to be reasonable. And I don't know if it's going to continue up or what. I don't have a checkpoint for that. And I don't know how to read that, interpret it. I understand I can put fractals and I can use the fractals to see if it breaks out from there. But at the same time, I'm still playing with that stop loss. And so I'm getting hit a lot of times. So it's hitting me back to back to back because it'll keep going up. And I can't say how long it's going to go up. I just know when it's going to drop. And I make it up because the drop becomes, a lot larger.
Well,
So the higher it goes up, that drop still comes all the way down to the bottom.
if I go and disable some of these, I'm going to disable 9:30, 0, because we already have those other levels marked up. So I'm going to keep the 8:30. Here we go. Okay, cool. So we got it now. Um, 8:30 on the 2 minute. This is probably a news candle on this day, go figure. So it's a pretty big news day. But this trade plays out like this is what is that, 50% of that 2 minute range? Definitely a news candle day for 8:30. I mean, that's got to be a news candle. I'm reasonably sure. Not 100, but reasonably sure. Either way, then once you sweep that level that you're looking to sweep, you can take it back down. But to me, this is like using breakout as a confirmation, and then these levels are the levels I'm looking at. So it's no different than what I'm
Mhm.
doing. I've always been an area of interest girl, meaning like I mark up where prices reacted a lot before, and I go a little bit above and below. So think order blocks, if you know what those are. I didn't even know what those were until, reasonably recently.
Uh-huh.
But cool. So I look at areas of interest. Right now, I'm looking at things like the mid range of yesterday's, regular trading hours. I'm looking at things like, um, what is it? Overnight highs, lows, point of controls, volume profile, quarter points, pivot points, and then areas of interest. So to me, you're using a breakout as an execution method, but you're still kind of considering these levels, and that works just fine. Like this is a crappy example because it's a news day, but it would be the same thing here. So you would be looking. I'm going to simplify it just for conversation purposes. This is your 8:30 breakout. I'm going to go midnight-ish to 7 a.m. This is your whole range.
Mhm.
And if I got the breakout here, I know I'm taking it down to here and I'm going to wait. Cool. And I know that once I've swept this level and I have like my JGS, which is another strategy that I use, I could take it back up to kind of clear back up this level. So that would
Mhm.
give me the two trades on the day. That's my 8:30 trade to come sweep out the bottom of the range. And
Mhm.
then once we have swept that level and I get my first bullish confirmation, which is here, these are the two trades I would have taken on this day. I've taken my sell based off of that execution method, and then based off of a second, so two strategies, and then one set of levels for confluence. And then I
Okay.
take this buy, and those are the two trades I would take on the day, and I'd be done. This day
Mhm.
happens to win, not every day will, obviously,
Mhm.
but
So let me ask you a question. So, like I said, if okay, we're at the bottom. So whatever that bottom number is, um, and we hit the bottom, you're there at the bottom, right? You try to set your stop losses and stuff, but as you see, even with that, it's not necessarily ranging because it is going down, but it is showing a bunch of signs that are similar to ranging. So it's kind of hard for me to read that to see when it's going to turn and actually when I need to say, okay, it's headed the other direction. That's the only thing that's bothering me. Like I know it's going up, I just can't time it, and I'll
well,
just keep
even
getting.
even the breakout indicator has this moving average cloud. You can set it to whatever number you want. That
Uh-huh.
would keep you in the sell. So if you're saying you trade at 8:30 every day, that's the time you like
Yes.
to trade. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You're below that moving average cloud and you get the breakout to the downside. So you're kind of selling until you're confident of the sell until you're getting back above that moving average. Now, granted, this retest would have sucked if you gave all that back, but cool, you're still confident all the way to here, or you would have just gotten out at what is that, a two to one, 1-to-1-ish trade in this window. Cool. So you're done, you're good to go.
So that moving average cloud, what is that? 8 and 15? Is that what is the
No, but you could make it that. Like you can make it literally whatever you want. This is the
no, what
seven.
are you at? Oh, you got it on 17 and 20. Okay. I'm gonna try that. I want to work with that one.
Okay.
17 and 20.
And you
Okay.
can try SMA, EMA, you can try whatever your eyes see best. Like at the end of the day, that's all this comes down to is you're trying to make it to where your eyes are seeing this well, because it's about you, not me.
Mhm.
Let's see. And then if your theory is that once we sweep a level, we almost always come back to the other side, that's your theory of this level. And I did the whole range from 0 to 7 a.m. Okay.
Mhm.
We've swept this level, but remember, I can't just start buying because I think we hit the level. I need to have confirmation. So for me,
Yes.
my confirmation is going to be I need a bullish engulfing candle. We get that here, or I need like my JGS to be telling me, which is kind of that break of that moving average, right? And if I put on my close this, extend this, my MACD is now telling me we're bullish now, right? So I can
MACD.
bear
MACD. Okay. Okay. Okay.
how to be using this and just keep doing it over and over again. And I would do that every day. So I would get my couple of trades on the day. I'll go back another day and not cherry pick. Let's see.
Like I said, the 3 to 7 is guaranteed, not necessarily the 12 to 3, but the 3 to 7 is guaranteed almost a lot, unless it's going the opposite way. And with that moving cloud, like you're showing me, that'll let me know that it's not coming back. So
0 to
do you
7.
still use the what do you call it? Hold on, let me get this. Hold up. The name of that cloud. Ichimoku.
Say that one more time for me.
Yeah,
I don't want to pronounce it because it's gonna make me sound like I'm it's ICH.
Ichimoku.
Oh,
Yeah, there you
Ichimoku
go.
cloud?
Yeah, you still use
Oh, I
that
was like,
cloud?
listen, I barely say words right. I don't use the Ichimoku cloud. I tried to learn that really early on in my trading career. I was never, I never really fell in love with it. I know a beautiful woman who's incredibly successful with it, but it was never my cup of tea. And but
Okay.
if we get down to the math and the science behind it, all it is specially weighted moving averages. So you got to think the big cloud is like a weighted 52, then the Tinjinsen and the Kingjinsen and the whatever words I can't say. All those are just smaller moving averages that are smoothed or weighted. If you think about it, they're all very comparable. So it's kind of cool visually. So again, if you want to see this more visually wide, like an Ichimoku, you can. If you want to use Ichimoku as your execution method, you can do that too.
Hmm.
But here's your strategy. So if the whole point here is to make your strategy, okay? So I don't necessarily look at these levels, but if you say you like these levels, I'm saying, hey, here's your levels. 8:30 comes along. You're an 8:30 a.m. trader. You know you're above the moving average. You get a buy breakout. This one's not as pretty as the day before. The day before was awesome. Cool, you broke out. You know you're going to be targeting this level. Okay. This one's a little choppy because 9:30 a.m. hits, and man, we do chop around. But you do target that level. And
I'm
then
just, I,
from there, go ahead.
oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
go ahead. So
Okay, I saw that y'all did something new too that I'm trying to put into my what I'm doing. Y'all took like the 50 because I use the 2 minute and I use the 5 minute. I'm better on the 5 minute than I am on the 2 minute. But y'all put where it's the 15 minute, but you made it where you can use like a 2 minute something there inside of the 15 minutes. You can get more confirmation.
yes. So you can do that too. Like if you wanted to put the 15-minute range on here instead of the and trade on the two, you can. I
Okay.
personally like the five better also. It's just a little bit smoother, so I'm making less human mistakes on
Okay.
that time frame. I'm
Mhm.
just making less human decisions, which is important, I think, especially because your brain can only do so much. But if this is your execution method, you're looking at the 8:30 candle, you've got your first confirmation to buy here with JGS or here with breakout. This would be stopping you out if you tried to use this as a stop loss. And it's going to stop you out before it technically hits the side of the range and the 50%, but it is going to be stopping you out. So that's a little bit frustrating, I'm sure.
Well,
Um,
I use it different. I think you did it sometimes. I think one time, I'm just saying, one time I just go a little bit below it, that range. I always go like a step below the bottom. Like if I'm looking at the bottom, I put my stop loss just a little bit below there, and then as long I'm looking for it to come out of the range. So if I would have did the way I do it, it would have hit. You know what I mean? So I make my stop loss about just a little bit below the whichever the opposite range that is not that's not going to go out of, if that
okay,
makes sense.
yeah, it does. But even on a day like this, your theory about like sweeping the level and coming to the other side doesn't play out, but that's okay. Because you've got
Okay.
breakouts trade and then you retest. By the time you get this first extension, you've retested back into this level. Because if you think of this as a level, and that's
Mm-hmm.
all it is you're just looking at this like a level. Okay. We broke out, we retested, we broke again, and we retested. By the time
Uh-huh.
you get into this messy nonsense, you've got real confirmation that you're really trying to be looking for that buy. So you would take one buy, tight stop would have got you a loss, but you take another buy and you'd be right on the day in a big way. So,
Wow. Wow. Okay.
because just my only ask would be start looking at it like a level. So I don't know what you were taught in that group. I don't know how they use it or what the significance of midnight to 7 a.m. is. I guess London something, but I would just say if I like this area, I'm liking this area as a big picture level. And then I'm anticipating we get a reaction. So like on this day, we're starting outside the range. This is a perfect day for you to say, hey, cool, I'm trying to buy this up because
Yeah.
we started outside the range. So this is a crystal clear day. We're like, cool,
Mhm.
I'm not even gonna worry about any of the moving averages or the breakout. I'm just simply buying it back up and this plays out perfect. We swept the liquidity later in the day. We swept just barely by the chin of your chin, chin, chin. And then
Mhm.
take my other one. Once I got my JGS confirmation, this is on the 5 minute, by the way. I becoming kind of my stop a little bit outside of that range. And again, targeting to the low of the level that I'm saying is significant to me.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get this down and make it make sense. Some days it don't, and then I just get frustrated. But that's where I'm headed with it.
Well,
It
I
works,
think
works a lot of
together
times.
we hopefully made some of it make more sense for you. And then try that. So start looking at it as a level. You've got your execution method can be breakout and then JGS, so AKA this moving average, right? You've got
Hmm.
MACD as a confirmation if you're never not sure. Okay, you've got your MACD as a confirmation.
Hmm.
You cool. And now you've got all this confluence to where you take this trade, it's easier to trust and to hold and to stay in it. This is, of course, a perfect smooth day with no pullbacks, but they do happen occasionally. Some days they look like a mess, like what we had before.
Hmm.
So that would be my only ask. Remove all that stuff
So
now.
much. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Actually, that was fun going through that with you. If you guys have things or levels that you guys look at, let's talk about them. Let's see if we can't like get them to a place that they can make more sense or kind of give you a better execution method on them. Because that's fun for me. That's honestly a lot of fun for me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome. All right, guys. Well, it is Thursday, no class tomorrow. Again, NFP is not happening, but we don't know what that's going to do in terms of the market, so trade accordingly. Whether you're up or down on the week, remember this is a long-term journey. I wish it was instant and I wish it was never a problem, but it is. It's part of the process. And remember, the big picture is not necessarily to make 50 grand a month. It's maybe just to make that extra couple of thousand at first. And let that be the main picture. And I promise you, if you can do that, you'll be in a better position to just start to scale from there. But you got to start where you're at. And that's that. So NQ, that last trade of the day was actually not horrible, which either direction would have been not horrible in all fairness, to not try to sound like an I told you so person. It just bounced around a little bit more. Too tight of a stop. We came down to hit that level, and now, of course, we pushed through it, rejected hard off of it. And we'll see. So we'll see. We'll see. NQ is the only one that's still green on the day. So I don't know if that means we have more downside potential or not, but trade accordingly. Be careful. If you're done on the day, be done. Otherwise, happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve, as Melissa said. Go do something fun and off the charts this weekend. Take care and God bless.
Thanks, Jenny. Bye,
Thank
everybody.